I found this magical pencil while I was shopping around outside, and supposedly it lasts 300 times longer than a usual pencil. You don't have to sharpen it, it's easy to erase, and it has a replaceable pencil tip. Let me see if it holds up and if I can draw anything with it. I have this cool little metal wall thing that is able to hold my pencils as well as my sketchbooks and other stuff that I want to store. I put a little LED strip on there. It looks really cute. I found it for 17 bucks and it's awesome. And let's see how it holds up while I use it for my some of my art supplies and stationery items. I have a sketchbook back there, so yeah, let's use it. I usually use my colored pencils in here. Some of my sketches from the past look really cool. This is a type of paper that has light teeth. It feels really nice and is pretty sturdy. I can toss it into my bag and nothing really happens to it because the pages are attached on this ring binder material and it holds up pretty well. I use my Faber-Castell pencils on this sketchbook. It just needs several passes because the teeth are very light. It is not necessarily a very rough paper, so you need some layering to build up. Luckily, I'm not using any colors today. I might even do a sketchbook tour one day. I want to do some light sketching with this pencil and see if it holds up, do some eraser tests and do a couple of sketches and see how I like this pen. Maybe I'll use it in the future if it holds up to my sturdy work. At first glance, the packaging looks really interesting. It looks quite sturdy as well. The pencil has a nice look to it. It reminds me of an Apple pencil. I can pull out my Apple pencil and show you a comparison. This is my first generation Apple pencil and it looks like the Apple pencil but in black. It's slightly shorter than the Apple pencil, but it also has a similar structure to the tip where you can switch out the tip if needed. So this is how it looks like. You screw out the tip and then you have the little metal nib in the bid, and I guess the pencil has a similar function. Here you get another pencil tip to switch it out. I don't know what material it is, maybe some sort of metal or something. That is very interesting. You have to figure out what material they use. Now let us open the packaging. Okay, so here you have the replacement tip. Here you go. Here you have the actual pencil. It feels very similar to the Apple pencil. This one has kind of a very nice feel to it. It's less smooth than an Apple pencil, but even the weight is similar. The Apple pencil is slightly heavier. This one is lighter, but it feels like you have a digital pen in your hand, even though it's just a regular pencil. That is awesome. And it says never-ending story because it doesn't stop writing. Well, at least it is supposedly lasting 300 times longer than a usual pencil. And what's also nice is you get a protective tip, which is sweet. That's awesome. The brand is called Legami Milano. They also do other awesome stuff. For example, I have my Kawaii pencil holder that holds all of my, pretty much all of my Copic pens. And it is huge and adorable. It's from the same brand actually. They do stationery items they do very cute items as well. So this one is a big pen holder. I wanted to have a huge one because I was a little bit sick and tired of having multiple pencil cases for everything. I just wanted one that holds all of them. I actually looked for a fabric one instead, and this one was the only one that was able to hold all of them. And coincidentally, it is a cute panda. Let's try it out. I'll put this somewhere safe. I'll switch to a new page. Let's do a little bit of test writing. I usually start with some crisscrossing. Whoa! This feels like a regular pencil. Hello. This feels nice. You can do gradients. This is more pressure. This is less pressure. Awesome. I want to see how it's erasing. So let me use this machine eraser. Yeah, it erases super well. Oh my God. And this is just a machine. I can also use it without the rotating function. So this is by hand. Oops. Yeah. Nice. Obviously, it doesn't work as much as by hand because it starts to rotate when I use it. But it is awesome. Cool, cool. Let me take it out so it doesn't rotate and use it by hand. Wow, that's awesome. Cool. Okay, so far I'm very impressed. It feels like a regular pencil. There's no difference really that I'm feeling. It feels like a regular HB pencil. Cool, 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 cool. I want to turn the page and see what I can sketch with it. So the doll that I'm drawing here, the reference for it, I found on my dear friend's channel. Her name is Peachy Reviews. She does reviews about dolls and talks about rumors of doll drops, and she goes into great artistic detail while reviewing the different dolls and gives her opinion about it. And I would like to thank her for giving me some inspiration to draw one of the dolls that I saw on her channel. It was really pretty and it was a lot of fun for me to draw. So yeah. Wow. Honestly, I am pleasantly surprised. This is an awesome pencil. Honestly, it's not the sharpest one, but this is exactly the sharpness that I need. I don't like it when pencils are too sharp, and I never had the need to sharpen it. I never felt like, oh no, this needs to be sharper or more pointy. It felt exactly the same throughout the whole session. Now, is there a difference to the tip after drawing? The tip is actually a little bit sharper, but there's almost no difference whatsoever. It almost feels like nicer and nicer the more I draw with it. This is such a cool pencil. I definitely recommend it. I really feel like this is the sort of pencil that you can take out with you outside without having to bring a pencil sharpener with you, which is awesome. You could probably just bring this thing with you and a sketch pad, maybe an eraser if you need to, and you are good. I am so pleasantly surprised about this thing. This is awesome. It felt like an Apple Pencil. It really felt like I was drawing with an Apple Pencil on a piece of paper, which felt really nice. Sometimes I struggle with switching from one tactile experience to another, especially because I draw on paper as well as on a graphic tablet and an iPad sometimes. So for me, that can sometimes really disorient me. It sounds a bit weird, but I feel like it really affects the way I draw, depending on how a pencil feels on my hand, especially if it's really small differences, such as slight width of the pencil and texture of the pen that I use. And so it feels so nice to have something that feels so similar to an Apple Pencil, where the switch feels way less painful than usual. For me, tactile experiences are very important and very noticeable, so that's a big plus. I can definitely suggest this pencil. If you find it while you're out and about or want to buy it online, definitely recommend it. And yeah, if you have this pen or if you decide to get it, please let me know how you like it. I would like to hear your experience, especially if you're also an iPad user maybe. And yeah, I hope I get to see you next time for another art review. That was really nice.